Welcome to Fabulosity For You, and my name is Angie. If this is your first time watching my channel, please click the subscribe button, then click the notification bell so when I upload videos, you'll be the first to know. Like this video and make a comment. This channel is about fashion, relationship advice, and lifestyle. And this is not your first time visiting my channel. Well, welcome back, my queens, and welcome to the kings out there. Welcome to all of my new fabulous ones, and welcome back to my fabulous ones that have been with me. And fabulous ones are the names that I've named my subscribers because I think all of my subscribers I know are fabulous. They're the fabulous ones. Okay, so welcome to Fabulosity For You. Happy Friday to everybody. As you can see, I am videotaping from my bed, honey. I had a long week. I have been tired and all of the things, but I wanted to get this video out, and I said, I'm going to get it out from the bed, okay? So I have all of my little sparkly pillows and all of the things, and I am comfortable. And so let's get right into it. First of all, I want to say today I will be discussing relationship topic. Okay, so go get your drink of choice, go get your food of choice, and come back and sit with your girl Angie. Text, email, call, stick a letter in a bottle, baby, and let everybody know that Angie is on the line. Okay, so I'm going to get right into this. I have been on YouTube and I seen this video from this girl, her name, young woman. Her name is Isis, the new trophy wife. And they're saying that her video, My Husband is I Married a Monster, has gone viral. She has millions of people watching her video. I didn't know it at the time. I just saw that the title made me curious as to what is going on with this young woman. She begins to tell her story. Now, I do have a clip of that, which we'll get into. But before we get into it, I want to first talk about relationships and choosing the right person for you to marry. And this video made me also want to come up with this, talk about this subject, because a lot of women out there have been into this particular story about Isis, the new trophy wife, and how they talk about high value men and all of the things. Now, I've done videos in the past on how to uh, get a high value man and talk about high value men and women. And so if you have not seen these videos, you need to go to my playlist and just let it rip, honey. You have a good time. Let it rip. I give some really good advice on relationships. If you're married, there's something for you too. Okay, so this girl, this young woman, Isis, the new trophy wife, her platform is about how before she was married, how to attract a high value man. And then she eventually married a high value man. And so she called herself the new trophy wife. She portrayed her life to be wonderful, marriage and bliss. The husband supposedly spoiled her to death, and she didn't have to work, and all she did was, take care of her children, and he bought her things, and she was just living this glamorous lifestyle, is what she portrayed on her channel. But before we really get into her and the video, first of all, what is a high value man? Write that down in the comments. For my fabulous ones, write that down in the comments. My kings, I would love for you to also write something in the comments about what do you think a high value man is. Now, I kind of, as I already said, have had this type of conversation, but we're going to have it again. So, to me, a high value man, in my opinion, is a man that can bring a lot to the table. A man that can elevate me. A man that's going to meet me halfway. A man that makes six figures, but then if he don't make six figures, he still have a good job and is successful in his field, and he could still be able to pay the bills, pay mortgage. To me, I think in 2024, my opinion, it takes two, because the economy, as I said, when I give away giveaways, gas is high, food is high, interest rates on credit cards is high, okay? And so it takes two out here. I've listened to men say, I can't wine and dine every woman. I can't do that. So instead of going out to a restaurant, hey, we can meet at Starbucks and get some coffee. These are the times that we are in. Back in the day, you can wine people and dine women, and men can date, different women and still have money in their pockets. But the way the economy is, it takes two, I think, in my opinion. Now, a high value man is a man that is not cheating on his wife. A high value man is a man that has respect, that's honest, and is going to treat you like the queen that you're supposed to be. To me, that's my definition of a high value man. But when I was listening today on these women, to the comments these women were making on TikTok about a high value man, they talking about he has to be able to basically be in a position that they don't have to work. They getting wine and dine and being spoiled. They getting bags, Gucci bags, YSL bags, and all of the things. That it's about the money. They living in a big house, living like the housewives, okay, that they have on television. The housewives. The housewives of Beverly Hills. They have the housewives of Orange County. They want to be a housewife. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. My brother is a multi-million dollar man. I went to visit him and I showed you guys his home, his cars. And yes, he's a multi-millionaire. He is the high valued man that these women out here are looking for. But what you have to understand, you still have to look for these high dollar, and it's okay. If you want a man that can provide you to live in a mansion, that you don't have to work, that you don't have to do all these things, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong at all. But what's missing out here, these young girls, these young women, they say they listen to this young woman named Sprinkle Sprinkle on YouTube. Okay? They was listening to this guy, I don't know, his name is Samuel something. He died last year. They listening to him. But the bottom line is, it's okay to have a high value man that has all this money. But at the same time, you have to be looking for more than just the bag. Sprinkle Sprinkle was saying you have to get the bag and know how to flip the bag and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, when you're trying to find a mate, and you should want to have a mate for life, not a mate for just right now, not a mate so you can get a divorce and get half his money. No, no, no. Now you've been, how should I say, now you run a game on a man. That's running game. When you talking about I'm going to secure the bag, and if I get a divorce, I'm good because I'm going to get 50% of his money, and he going to have to pay me alimony and all of this kind of stuff. Now to me, in my opinion, you're running game. Now you got to understand, are you looking for true love? Or are you just looking for somebody that's going to take care of you? And to me, that's what these women are missing. It has to be more about the money. Okay? Because at the end of the day, if you're looking for a mate for life, then you should be looking for somebody that you're compatible with. You should be looking at if this man is taking care of your heart. Is he somebody that's going to listen to you and what you say? Because usually when you're looking for a man that's high value where you don't have to work, then most of the men, they paying the cost to be the boss, honey. And they are going to be the boss. Now, if you're a woman that you don't care about what you say don't matter, and you gotta be real quiet all the time, and you gotta let him be right all the time, and you gotta walk on ice shells all the time, eggshells, and he gotta tell you, no, you can't wear that. That don't look right. I don't want you wearing that. Don't wear that. You can't be friends with her. You don't need to be going over your mama house today. A lot of these high value men that say you don't have to work, that's the treatment that you're going to get. And so it takes a special type of woman to put up with that. That means you don't have any type of independence. It's what he think. And then that start messing with your self-esteem. And you might be walking around your house and you got this big old house and you got all these Louis Vuitton bags and Gucci bags and YSL bags and all of these bags in your closet and clothes in your closet. But then this man that at home, he going to be at work all day. And then 9 out of 10, he may have some chicks on the side. And he come home and do what he want to do and dare you to say something. He married you because he is the high value man and he looking for him a trophy wife. A wife that's going to look pretty, sit down, and going to shut up. And so you got to be very careful when you say you looking for a high value man that's going to take care of you, that's going to spoil you, that's going to do this for you, and all of this. But there is a price that you're going to have to pay. And it's okay if you still say, I'm good with that, then okay. But you got to understand, how long is your marriage going to last? Are you really going to be happy? Because at the end of the day, all the money in the world, you see people with all the money in the world and all material things, and they are not happy behind them closed doors. And it's be the people that don't have no money to say, well, money gonna make me happy. Of course it'll make your life easier. Of course, who wouldn't want to have money? But that don't mean that you're happy within. Material things can excite you, and for a moment it can make you happy, but when the lights are turned off and the curtains are drawn and it's just you, are you really happy? And some people are. I'm just telling you, it's some people that's not. And it's best to choose somebody that is going to take care of your heart. And my kings out there that are high value men, quit being superficial. You want a woman at the end of the day you can have a conversation with. Somebody that's going to make you laugh. Somebody that you can grow old with. Because beauty is you want somebody you're attracted to, but beauty do fade. So if your wife get a certain age and she start looking kind of wrinkled, yeah, you can get her work done. But are you going to leave her because she gained some weight as she gets older? I guess you can get her a personal trainer. But at the end of the day, beauty does fade. And she's not going to look like the woman that you married years ago. Then what? Then you done pick this beautiful woman that you really have nothing in common with. Her voice irritates you, but she's beautiful. What happens when beauty fades? What happens then? What happens when you retire and you want to be still and you with this woman that you don't have nothing in common with, that you only like, that hey, she was your trophy wife. She was beautiful. She knew how to spend money. She made you look good on your job. Then what? So we cannot be superficial out here and think we're gonna have a marriage that's going to last. You can't be all about the bag. It has to be more than that. And these are my opinions. You can say, well, girl, you a fool, or blah, 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 blah. Or, girl, nah, I can't do that. You know, I'm just giving you my opinion. Now we're going to get into this video because I don't want this video to be too long. The background on this video is she married this man and she only knew him for 6 days. Supposedly, he told her that I guess she was breaking up with somebody else and she needed to stay with this man. And she had a son, and he told her, "You can stay with me if you marry me." Okay, I believe this man is like 20. People are saying this man is like 20 years older than her. Okay, and he was a high value man. He was making a lot of money. He had a beautiful home. He supposedly was spoiling her and all of the things. So let's get into this video. Then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about it.
So basically, when I first met my husband, as I've already talked about in another video, I think it was my single mom video, I explained, a little bit about how we met, and I really thought that man was my Prince Charming. So when I first met my husband, I thought that he was my Prince Charming. I thought that he was my knight in shining armor, and he portrayed himself to be this amazing, upright, righteous Christian man. And I believed him. I think shortly after we got married, and this is something that I haven't talked about, I started noticing like certain things changed with him, and I just started to see a few things that I didn't like, but I honestly thought that some of these were things that I could get past. It was like sad to even say like I could get past some of these things. I don't even know where to start. 6 weeks ago, I was changing my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter, and I noticed that when I changed her, she was red and very sensitive. And immediately, my first thought was, did someone touch her? Oh, God. Gosh. So it did somebody touch you? And she ended up saying it was Daddy. I felt like my world ended on that day. My husband wasn't home at the time when she told me, but I knew he would be coming home soon, so all I could do was just say, don't tell him that you told me. And I just instantly started trying to think of how I could get my kids out of the house, because I knew if I confronted him or asked him about it, that he would just lie, and that he would probably just continue to keep doing stuff to her, but just become more covert or more sneaky or whatever. As soon as my husband got home, he was actually picking up the boys from school, my two older boys from school. As soon as he got home, I told him that I was gonna go Halloween shopping with my sister, because I just needed an excuse to get out of the house with all the kids. And I knew if I said something like, oh, I'm going to the grocery store, that it would be suspicious. Like, why am I bringing all the kids, and like packing things, like things that we would need and things like that. So going Halloween shopping was the best thing I could think of to just hurry up and get the kids out of the house. I'm sorry, I had to get myself together. So when I got to the hospital, they basically told me that we had to go to another hospital because they didn't do physical exams, like that kind of physical exam there. So a police officer escorted the kids and I to another hospital where they were able to evaluate my daughters. It ended up coming out that he had actually been touching both of my daughters, who are only 2 and 4 years old. It still feels like a dream. Like, when this first happened, I just kept waking up every day and just hoping that this was a dream. Because it's literally my worst nightmare. It's my worst nightmare. I myself am a product of RAPE. That's how I came to be. And
Wow. I know that this was a video that was really was heartbreaking to watch. I want to first of all say that my heart goes out to Isis, the new trophy wife, and my heart goes out to her children. At the end of the day, they said that they're saying there was a lot of women are saying that this woman is lying. And I don't understand why they're saying that. There was a video that came out, and before we get into that video, we're going to talk about this video. So, evidently, she's been married. Her oldest daughter was 4. So, she's been with this man for about probably 4 or 5 years. And she did say in the video that she saw things about him she didn't like, but it was things that she could still put up with. Now, you might not notice it, but in the video, it was written in white and it was very small. She said that the first couple of months of her marriage, that her husband SA'd her. Now, I'm not on this video to judge this woman, okay? Because nobody would really think that their own husband would SA their own kids, okay? And so this is not her fault. It's not her fault that this has happened. I just want to get that understood. I am not against this woman. My heart goes out to this woman. I will be praying for her and her children, because this is something that happens. It happens, okay, to a lot of people. But let's get into it, okay? So I am going to ask some questions about it, and I'm going to make some comments. But I'm not against this woman, okay? I am a relationship coach, and I'm breaking down the video. Now, first of all, when you have children, I think that you should be careful about just introducing your children to somebody you really don't know. Now, I'm going to suspect this is a beautiful young woman, and she married this older man. So he probably wined her and dined her and did everything to win this woman over. He said he was a Christian and all of that. But regardless of what he bought her, the money he might have gave her, how he treated her, she did not know this man. She had not met his family. All she knew was what he said. And she met him online. And I've never met a man online. I'm really a firm believer in meeting somebody face to face. And that's just me. Okay. I have on my relationship under my playlist 100 places to meet a man. Okay. But at the end of the day, she met him online. She did not know him long. She married him, I believe, in 6 days or within a month or something like that. And when you have a child, you have to be careful about introducing your children to a man. And even vice versa, a man introducing his children to a woman. Because women out here do the same thing. This is not something that's one way. A woman can essay a child just like a man can essay a child. It goes both ways. So you have to be careful. You have to be really careful with your children. And no matter what situation you in, sometimes if you don't have nowhere to go, you need to go back to your family house. Somebody in your family. One of your friends' houses. But not to a stranger. So that was the mistake number one. She moved in and married a man she didn't even know a whole month. Okay. And I understand people saying, some women was commenting saying, well, that happens for real. You could really have a connection with somebody and just say this is the person for you and all of the things. To me, that's infatuation. Okay. I knew right away. I knew probably in a month's time that the man I'm married to now was going to be my husband. I didn't know that in 6 days, okay? And I have known him. I really didn't know him, but I knew of him. But I didn't know that in 6 days. And in 6 days, I wouldn't have said, hey, let's get married. I didn't say that in a month, let's get married. You want to take your time, and I'm not saying you have to have a lot of time, but at least with a man, give him 6 months to a year to feel like you might want to marry this person. So that was mistake number one. Now, when she said this man was SAing her the first couple of months in her marriage, to me, that's another big sign to say this is not somebody that your children should be around or your child should be around or a marriage that you should be in. But she ended up having two children with him. So some people value material things, having a benefit. Some of these high value women look at as a benefit package. Well, I don't have to work. I have a beautiful home. I don't really have to do anything but look beautiful. And I give it to her. She had videos and she was showing videos. She was beautiful. She dressed the part. She looked the part of a trophy wife. She did it. She played her part. But at the end of the day, as I said earlier, you have to want more than just that. You have to want more than just a man that can provide. I know I do, but everybody's different. And evidently, in this situation, having somebody to provide was more important. And once you get into this trophy, as being a trophy wife, and you dealing with a man that, I'm just going to speak on men that's worth like a multi-millionaire, that you then get into a world of society. And how you look and how you guys present yourselves and your family as a family is very important. Very important. And so you definitely have to look the part. You have to play the part. But then you got to go home and then you probably have chaos in your house. You sitting up, your husband SAing you and all of the things. So it's not an easy role to play. Now, what everybody was saying was that she was evidently telling her subscribers, what she called her trophies, a lie. Because she was portraying herself as having this great life and husband when this man was SAing you. And if he was SAing you, he probably was cussing you out and treating you like a doormat. But then she, in front of the camera on her platforms, she looked the part. She was acting like she was being spoiled. So people lie about their lives. And now she wants to know, what should she do? How should she move on to her platforms? I just feel like this is such a personal matter that she should not even brought it out on YouTube when she has children that's going to see her kids. Even though maybe she wants to let people know you have to be careful. Maybe that now the platform can be about, be careful of who you marry. Okay? Instead of worrying about what this man has, make sure you still an independent woman. That you still can make money, or you are somebody that has, how should I say, education where you can always get a job, or a trade where you can always get a job, where you can be prepared for if something happens in your marriage. But what happened to her was terrible. uh as I said, my heart goes out to her. But it also teaches women that you have to be careful of who you decide to hook your wagon to marry. Because especially when you bring children into the mix, you have to be very careful. To my kings, you have to be careful. Because there are a lot of women out here that want the high value man so that they can sit back and do nothing. And I'm still not putting down nobody, no woman that don't want to work and want a man to take care of her. There's nothing wrong with that. But also want more than that. Also want that person because they're good to you, not just financially, but they are good to you. They're taking care of your heart. They are worried about your well-being. They're not treating you as a trophy, as a thing. They treat you as a queen, a woman that's respecting who you are, that has respect for your opinions, that have respect for who you want to be. And so that's all I'm trying to say. And this was a very interesting topic. Now, also, I'm going to say that there was a part two, but I don't want to make this video long, so we'll do the part two at a later date. Maybe we'll do it in one of my other videos that are coming up. Part two is his niece comes out and says that she's a liar. That's part two. So she has a GoFund out here, and people are saying that she's a liar. Now I'm gonna say like this: I don't think somebody gonna lie about their kids. And the man divorced her. That's what ended up happening. He ended up divorcing her. She didn't divorce him. And a lot of people are like, well, why she didn't divorce him? That's the first thing I would have done if somebody did like that to my children. But we can't judge people. Let's not judge anybody. But so I don't know really whether what's going on. I tend to believe her, but we have to wait and see. I'm going to show you in the next video, part two of Isis, the new trophy wife. What happens to the husband? The husband is not in jail right now, but he could have bailed out. We don't know. But the niece is going around defending her uncle, saying it's a lie. So we just have to wait and see what happens and see what else happens to this story. Isis, the new trophy wife, has taken all her YouTube videos down. They're no longer there except for this one video that I just showed you. That's all I have. That's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next video.